What a disaster yesterday was. 424, a day that will live in infamy on the Green Means Go channel. Boy howdy, we hit Alex Bregman, first game, afternoon game, plus 700, and we thought it was going to be a marvelous occasion. We then proceeded to lose every single other play of the day. Home runs were not plentiful, and outlooks were not bright. We took a beating yesterday on home runs. It's days like that that make it difficult to try again. But here we are. Again, bet what you can afford to lose, tail what you feel comfortable tailing, and at the end of the day, I thank you for coming back every single video and watching me navigate these rough waters. As always, here's our warning. I'm not claiming to be an expert, and we will probably lose money long term. I think you guys are fully aware of that situation. Now, we have fantastic news. And there's nothing better than giving you some good news after that, whatever that was, yesterday, just awful. So if you have not heard about Novig, Novig is a peer-to-peer betting exchange. It is not technically a sports book, but for all intents and purposes, it operates as one for the user. This is awesome for me. Okay, this is fantastic. I reached out to Novig and I said, hey, I have a pretty good thing going on this channel. I got a lot of people watching it. I was wondering if you guys would want to work with me, sponsor me in some fashion. And they were super engaging. They were super helpful. We saw eye to eye on a lot of things. So I am happy to endorse Novig. What I like about Novig, as opposed to other exchanges on the market, is they do not charge a commission. So when you place a bet, what you see is what you get in terms of a return. Some other exchanges take a 3% cut on every bet. Novig does not do that. So I may make a video about Novig for those of you who are still curious about how it all works, because there are some nuances on these exchanges that are not necessarily present on FanDuel. But the point is, or for FanDuel, DraftKings, other rec books you guys are used to, the point is it's peer-to-peer. So every bet is a person on the other side. It's not just a sports book setting a line. Okay, people are setting these lines. So if you are interested in signing up for Novig, getting good prices. Yesterday I took a strikeout prop. Everybody was at minus 110. Novig was at plus 101. It hit. I got an extra few bucks because of using Novig. So I don't want to shill it necessarily. I'll do a video covering some of those details if it would be helpful. And if that would be helpful, write a comment. But if you sign up using code GMGO, you get a 50% deposit match up to $25. In other words, you deposit $50, you'll actually have $75 in your account. Now, I want to sweeten the pot. I want to up the ante. I want to, wet your whistle a little bit here. So we're going to do a giveaway. And here's how this is going to work. For every 25 signups using code GMGO, I will give away $100 on this channel to somebody at random. So to be eligible for this contest, now I would like to say to be eligible, you would have to sign up and you have to prove it to me, but I want to make this as seamless and easy as possible for everyone involved. Also, some states are not available, but there's only 8 states out there where you cannot use Novig. So that's also very, very good. To be eligible, all you need to do is like this video, which I can't track, so it's just honor system, and then write a comment. It can be a comment about home runs. It can be a comment about Novig. It can be saying, please do a Novig review so I can understand it more. It can be, I like Tommy Edman today, even though you don't. It can be whatever you want. And we're going to do this every video until we get to 25 signups. And then I'm going to put all the usernames in a random generator, and I'll record a video, and we'll spin the wheel, and we'll see who wins the 100. I'll comment, I'll message, we'll figure it out. You can shoot me an email. We'll get you the $100, and we'll do that again as many times as we need to for every 25 signups. So that's exciting. We can lose 2 units, right? We can lose 2.4 units, but we're going to come back and we're going to give away some money. So I am excited. Use code GMGO at sign up, 25%, $25 deposit match, 50% match. Let's do it. Let's look at today. Fair weather, neutral conditions. Let's just talk. Okay. For this first game in Washington, I also was receiving a few comments about could you put the team or the game beside it? It would make it easier. So I've gone ahead and done that for you guys as well. For the Mets, I like Winker and Nimmo. Of course, I like Lindor. Of course, I like Soto. Prices are just way too slim for me, though. For Washington, James Wood, Nathaniel Lowe, Luis Garcia, Keibert Ruiz, and Josh Bell. Does that look familiar to anybody? Have we possibly ran those 5 individuals over and over and over? Maybe, but I like them today against Kodai Senga. And then we're going to have a little bit of a wild card here. This might be the highest odds I've ever played. Jacob Young, 25-1. Only hit 3 home runs last year, all of which were in Washington, where he is today. The wind is blowing out, which should help him. And again, we can play this line for nearly a month straight. And if he hits 1, we profit. Not saying he's going to, but I like his matchup today. I probably won't ever play him again, but I really liked his matchup. Game in Detroit is a -13, but I do think there are a few options with value. Jordan Westberg, Gleyber Torres are those options. I don't see a ton else. A lot of the Baltimore bats were a little too juiced for me, so I stayed off. Game in Arizona is optimistic. We'll just say that. Yesterday, I feel good. I laid off, and nobody hit a home run. So I still lost 2.4 units. I don't know why I'm trying to make it a positive. Perdomo at 15-1. Randall Grichuk at 750. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. at 630. And Eugenio Suarez at 600. Wow, that Eugenio Suarez number is pretty darn good. I should maybe make that green. I'm not going to. But Eugenio Suarez at 6-1 is very, very good. He is facing Chris Sale, which Chris Sale has probably had the better of the matchup historically. But it's a lefty. He's a righty. Let's run it. For Atlanta, Alex Verdugo, 10-1. Matt Olson, 4.2-1. And Ozzie Albies 8-1. Only guys I see with value. I looked at Ozuna. I looked at Riley. I like them in terms of matchup. Don't like them in terms of price. So we are passing on that. Boston and Cleveland. I told you guys I would come back with some Stephen Kwan data. I did not do that. I need to figure it out. We'll do it after today. Because somebody said you always go Kwan. I mean, I still think he's net positive for us overall. So we're going to run him again. Wind is helping lefties. He's got a really good matchup against Tanner Houck today. One of the most hard-hit pitchers, at least in 2025. So we're going to run some Cleveland guys. Juan Ramirez, Santana, and Manzardo are going to be the guys I'm going to target against Tanner Houck, again, who has had some serious issues at allowing the long ball. What do you think about this V-neck? I have not worn a V-neck since probably 2010. And my uncle said, hey, I got some Under Armour shirts, got 3 of them, large. Are you interested? I said, yeah. Free shirts? Yeah, yes, free shirts, absolutely. So he brought him over. I didn't realize they got a little bit of the V-neck going, which not typically a language I speak, but when in Rome, I suppose. I don't know. Comment V-neck to enter into the Novig $100 giveaway. For Boston, Tristan Casas and I don't know how to say this guy's name because I want to say Navarez, but I think it's technically Narvez. Narvez should not be 10-1. He shouldn't be 10-1 in this matchup against who's he facing? The Cleveland guy. Ben? Is it Ben? I don't know who it is. Forgive me. But the matchup was really good for Narvez. So I like him and I like Casas at 5-1. This game in St. Louis didn't speak to me. A lot of prices didn't seem fair. So I stayed off of everyone except William Contreras. Now remember, William Contreras, I believe, has a relative. Some might say brother. I don't know. I didn't fact check. If the fact checkers want to get on it, William and Wilson Contreras are both in the league. Wilson plays for St. Louis, who they're doing a brotherly love matchup today, not in Philly, in St. Louis. I am going with the Milwaukee Contreras. That is William Contreras at 6-1. New York finally returns home, where we see more home runs out of this team than anywhere. Their road games were a little bit of a slump. Tampa Bay, and then they went to Cleveland. Didn't produce a lot. So they're back to New York, which I like. Ben Rice, Cody Bellinger, Austin Wells, Paul Goldschmidt would be my plays. One of them hits a home run. We are positive. Aaron Judge is like 180. No. He hasn't hit one in like 3-4 days. 180? Absolutely not. For Toronto, Bo Bichette, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. at 475, and Anthony Santander. Carlos Carrasco's pitching for the Yankees. Don't love him. Jose Barrios. A lot of these guys have seen Jose Barrios frequently. So I think we could generate some home runs in this one. Okay, this one is bizarre. White Sox and Oakland. I have been very high on that park in those matchups, but the odds have completely adjusted to the small dimensions of this field. Completely adjusted. I mean, the odds today are atrocious in my estimation. And so therefore, I don't see any value. Yes, of course, Brent Rooker could hit one anytime. Shea Langelier's app, send one deep, Shea. Soderstrom, Lawrence Butler, they could all hit one, but all of them were borderline 300, 400. I didn't like it, so I'm staying off. LA and Minnesota, I teased the idea of running back Edouard Julien yet again, but I decided with the minus 25, with the conditions, it's cold. Nope. Be smart. We're staying off. Tampa Bay and San Diego got a couple of plays. Brandon Lau. The chase is on for Brandon Lau. Forgive me, but we're riding him yet again. 7-1, good price, I think. I'm starting to wonder if there is a good price on Brandon Lau. Jonathan Aranda, 630, and Cameron Meisner, 1060. Getting into the quadruple digits there. Don't mind it. In fact, I like it. Here's what I'll just say. We're skipping the game in Seattle. Didn't see any value here. So we're skipping the game in San Francisco. Didn't see value here. So we're going to just go Dodgers and Cubs. Only two that we'll talk about today. We'll go here. And so this is a cool feature of Novig. I know I mentioned Novig. If you want to sign up for Novig, use code GMGO. And again, for every 25 signups, we will give away $100. So what's really cool about Novig that I kind of want to incorporate into these videos a little more is you can set your own price. So I went out and I actually set this line for Ohtani. So I'm going to have to monitor it. If nobody bets the no side, somebody has to fill the no side in order for this to be live. If nobody fills the no side, it will void. So I will update you as that relates to this, right? I think a good price for Shohei Ohtani tonight is $375. I think that puts the ball in my court. I think I have value on that bet. So I set the odds at $375. If somebody out there, maybe it's you, thinks there's no way Ohtani goes yard tonight against Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens is a dog. Paul Skeens is my master. Paul Skeens, I love him. Paul Skeens would be my dad. I would be adopted legally by Paul Skeens, and I would feel good about it. I love Paul Skeens. I'm going to actually go shave a mustache because Paul Skeens. If you are a Pittsburgh Paul Skeens truther, Livy Dunn, Baby Gronk, Rizzler, and you don't think Ohtani's hitting a home run tonight, you can go on Novig and you can bet the other side. You can bet the no at minus 374. And then it will make my bet live and you will have a bet against me. So that's the cool thing about Novig. You can set your own price. This may not get filled. And if it doesn't, we'll void it. And it is what it is. But if you think and this goes for any bet. This is not just for home runs. If you like a team, a player, a prop, and you don't like any of the odds out there that are offered at rec books, you can go out and you can post your own odds on a market. And if somebody wants to bet the no side, wants to disagree with you, they can come in and take that no side. So we'll monitor this, see if it actually gets filled on the other side, but super cool feature of Novig. Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Teoscar Hernandez, Michael Conforto, Will Smith. Here's the logic. I do think the park is great tonight. I think LA hits significantly more home runs at their home stadium. One of probably the best teams, this is anecdotal, this is not fact-checked, but likely one of the most homer-friendly home field with the lineup in the MLB. And we have a privilege of facing Paul Skeens, which means the books are giving us numbers based on the fact he's on the mound. I still think the advantage leans in the Dodgers' favor. So I think Mookie Betts at 8-1 is nuts. I think Freddie Freeman at 6-1 is great. I think Teoscar Hernandez, who's already hit a home run on Paul Skeens historically, at 650 is nuts. Michael Conforto at 8-1, I like. Will Smith at 8-1, I like. Those are my plays for the Dodgers. I feel good. We might get 3. I think we're going to get 3 tonight from those. I think we're going to rip off 3 of those. Brian Reynolds of Pittsburgh, the only play. Then we have our afternoon game, last one. It says negative, but I do believe that the wind can actually help lefties quite a bit today. Ian Happ, Kyle Tucker, Michael Bush, Dansby Swanson is not a lefty, but I loved his price at 7-1, and I loved his matchup against Taiwan Walker. So that is why I've put him in. Michael Bush is on Novig. I should say this was filled. This was matched. This was already a line that existed. I did not make it like I did with the Ohtani one. So this one will stand. This one is live. For Philly, Bryson Stott at 11-1 against Colin Ray. Say it ain't so. I was going to take him over 750, 800. So we'll do that. Bryce Harper at 430. And then Kyle Schwarber 480 and then 430. So those are the plays there. Our round robin of the day. We're going back to 0.2 units. We're scaling back. I'm taking FanDuel plays that I think have value. Dansby Swanson, Paul Goldschmidt, Matt Olson, Freddie Freeman, and Narvaez for Boston. Looking at that, though, part of me feels like maybe we should have found a way to get Eugenio Suarez in there because, like I mentioned, Eugenio Suarez at 6-1 I think is a pretty good price. I know it's yellow, but now that I look at it, I really don't mind it. Take Narvaez out. And no, you can't put in, you can't, that's why I didn't do it. I thought Olsen was a little bit better value, and Olsen and Suarez are in the same game. That's why I did that. Forget it. Forget I said anything. Guys, we're down 2.69 units. That's not good. But we are here. We are grinding. We are doing this. And I love you guys for consistently coming back. And honestly, my biggest fear is not losing money, losing units. It's losing you guys. You know, it's somebody saying, well, green means go, don't got it anymore. Green means go has gone. He can't win. And so I have no business watching him. That's my biggest fear. Not losing units, losing you. I love you all. Glad you're here. Remember, enter the giveaway down below.